Right, I've already done a little bit of work on this. I put some highlights in round here, rock some of this up. I've added some little blobs of paint in here and that. But I'm going to show you. Looking at this, it's not that realistic looking, so I'm going to show you just how to push paint around on paper. So you can blob it in anyhow there, and then push it around on your paper after to get the effects what you're looking for. So like, let's say like here, this probably wants to come more up here at this angle here, looking at my reference photo. Not that I'm working to my reference photo like a slaver out, but that wants to come more up there. So that's my highlight look. See how I'm dragging an highlight out there? That's just water what's on my brush. I'm dragging an highlight out, look. So that's that close tree there. See what I mean? So that's a little highlight I'm dragging out. So I'm just moving paint around, you see? Look at that. There. And then I'm actually thinking, let's get some darker paint in there. Let's mix some up. A bit of dark. A bit of bomb tumbler in there, right up against that. That can help make that stand out then, you see. If it's up against there like that. Right. Bit of bomb tumbler. Get some green. Just mixing some green up. Plop that up against that bomb tumbler. This is glazing on top of what's already there, you see. Nah, there's a tree here, so I could glaze into that really. So I go some more of that bomb tumbler. Use these warmer colours here really, because it's coming about there like that, something like that, across the top of there, something like that. You can use these warmer colours on this edge, and then perhaps a bit cooler over here. Because then it's getting closer to further away. Looks like there's a bit of a tree there, so maybe I can highlight that bit there and then come in with a darker colour. Let's get a really dark colour mixed, darker colour up to it there like that, so that comes across like there's a slight. Can you see that? So it looks like there's a bit of a tree in that there and all. That looks good, doesn't it? Oh yeah. So I've done a highlight there and a low light there. Now I've got sort of an highlight in here, so I might bring a low light down into there. Nice green colour. Yeah, come in here. It's quite a dark green. Let's come in here into that and bring this down. Let's say down in there, right in there like that. Dip my brush in a bit of water to soften some of this stuff off. And go back into all this in a bit, soften any bits off what I need to. Bring any more highlights back out if I need to. I'd say this isn't in my photo, but it looks like there's a bit of this tree's in front of that one, so let's just go with flow on this. This has just happened by mistake and it's not same as my photo, but like I always say, I'm not a slave to that photo, so seems as that's happened by mistake and it looks nice, you know what, I'll use it in it. Niceness. Oh, look at that. Then I'm thinking, looks like there's a highlight there. What there is, because I put it. I must admit, I have tinkered with this while you weren't watching, just so it's not boring. You'll get the technique. I didn't want to bore you to death, but you'll get the technique by watching me. So Yeah, let's just have a look at that a minute. I think that comes over there like that. Yeah, you'll get the technique by watching me, so I've done a little bit of work on it off camera, because you watched my last video hopefully when I blocked all this in. Looks like there's a tree there, so I may as well use that. Now that as a tree, and there, look. So yeah, what I've done, I've rubbed a lot of highlights in like I did there, and now I'm popping low lights in around them, you see. It's just going to bring it all to life. Oops, fellows. See in here, look. Just rubbed it with a damp cloth there to pull that highlight out. Now I'm going in with a low light. Let's. I've got a decision to make now. I'm going to have this one in front. I had to decide whether to have this tree in front of that one or that tree in front of that one. So, because I want this one in front of this one, I've put my low light in there to lighten that edge by darkening that bit. And this bit here, I pull through like that. And that puts that tree in front of that one. Niceness. I think there's some more brown up in here, so I'll add a bit more Bont Umber in there. So let me just keep sitting back. See here, I haven't got to be accurate, so I can hold that brush there and sit back and just watch what I'm doing. Just don't need to be that accurate for this bit, so I can do that. And I can be right far back watching what I'm doing. I need to do that more to just get in that habit of sitting a little bit further back when I'm painting and using edge of my brush like that. I can see where I'm doing more. Oh, that's a lot better sat back. See, I'm learning my sen, you see. I've had no teachers and help me. I've just taught it my sen. All this stuff, if else looking a bit not quite right, when it's dried, I'm coming like them bits there don't look quite right. When it's dried, I'll be coming back in and softening all this. Also, by holding my brush back here, I'm getting more random effects, and randomness always looks better than accurateness. But there will be bits where you need to sit forward and use, like if I go up against these here like this, look, just to show, I do it just to show you. Say if I want to go up against them lines there, I've got to come back to that position then. I do need my accuracy, but then to come back in, let's say I want some a bit darker on bottoms of these trees. I don't need to be that accurate to do that, so I can hold it back of my brush and just do that, you see. I'm not too worried about how strong or soft my marks are. I don't really care, because I can come back in and soften them after, because this is all we're doing, just pushing paint round until we get to a point where we think, yeah, niceness. As soon as I think niceness, that's when I know I'm ready. So that looks like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to separate these two. I think, to me, that looks like a tree there, the edge of a tree there. That looks like the edge of a tree that's further back behind this one. So I'll do that. Let's get a nice sort of yellowish colour. Get a yellow colour on my brush and just blend that. That's it, soften it with that yellow instead of just water. Niceness. Right, yeah. Oh, you know what? I might mix a bit of yellow up. I might glaze some more yellow on top for a lot of this. I'll just squirt some water into my palette rather than dipping my brush. It's quicker. There, nice watery colour of yellow. Again, I can stand right back and do this. I might leave that bit because the yellow's going to warm it up, and that bit's slightly further away than these bits. It's lemon yellow, and it's actually got a bit of cream colour in it from last time I used it. So that's even going to warm it up a bit more, that cream colour. I think that is that the edge of a tree there. Let's put a bit of yellow in there. No, I'm not. I think that's supposed to be edge of a tree there. So if it is, then let's have some dark, bit of dark in there just to make that stand out a bit more. There. Blend that way, a bit of yellow, soften it back in. Well, there. I'm thinking now, is it going time to just go for a bit of a dry and start having a look at moving more paint round after it's dried? And just a damp brush, that don't sound like a bad idea to me. Stand back and have a look. The reason I'm standing back is because you've got to remember, right, painting's going on a wall, so you're not going to be stood like where this camera is close up. You're not going to be stood like that when you look at it. You're going to be stood back. So I'm going to stand back and have a look at it. Oh yeah, and you know what, stood back looking at that, that looks really, really good, really good. So that means we're getting there. Don't mean it's perfect yet, but it means we're getting there. Because all I am thinking is close. Still, someone might walk up close and look. I do quite like it when they walk up close and look and it's just a mess. But some of these edges I think are a bit hard. So I'm going to just soften them up. You know what? I might even stand back and do that. I don't think I need any accuracy just to rub away at these, do I? And then I can see where to leave an hard edge and where to leave a soft edge. So I'm just softening in some of these edges. Every now and then I might dab a bit of paint in. Dabbed a bit of yellow in. I've gone quiet. I don't know why. But I'm just enjoying myself that much. It's gone quiet. Well, look, so this is just a. It's usually just water what I do this way, but I'm actually dipping into really watery yellow to do it. You can do this with just water if you want. That's nice and soft there. That looks nice. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not sure I like the shape of that tree, but then when I stood back, it all looked pretty good. So maybe just leave it. This bit here, I think this bit here wants softening right off. So come into them shadows there with that yellow. Let's put some darker colour in and all. So it's wet in wet. That'll soften it. Just mixing a dark green, a dark dull green, because dark and dull in here. So where were I? Where were I? Oh here, wasn't it? Yeah. Didn't like that shape of that tree there. That's better. That's it. Let's get some even darker colour for in about there. And then soften it with that really watery yellow. Maybe there's some stuff going on in the background there. Looks better, doesn't it? Oh, some of this yellow again up here. That's it. adding that yellow on. I'm going to mix a slightly darker colour for that bit. So it's a nice watery colour, or it's darker. Back to that yellow for there, I don't want that hard edge there. That's too hard, that edge there. Soften that. It's like a bit of a plant in here or something. You know what? I'm going to stop and just stay a little dry. That's it. Back in with some soft yellow. What I'm going to do, I'm going to nick that yellow from there. Blend it down there or something like that. There, that's looking good. That's just softening all, that's softened all that up. Let's get some of that darker green colour again. Mix a bit more of that up. It's a dark colour, but it's a watery colour, just to soften that bit there. There, and then just remembering there were a little bit of a distant tree there, weren't they? Oh, that's some bits in yellow. There. I'm liking this. Let's give that another dry. Dry from a distance. Take the time when you're drying. So move the paint about too much. Probably dry enough at that. I can just see a few little things here. Yellow. That's too harsh. That's better, isn't it? That's better. And I might even put some. Mix some dark up next to that, so it was wet in wet. Look. That's better, isn't it? Look. Oh, that's better. I'm just thinking as well, I think this is starting to look nice now. I'm just thinking here, I might have a little light bit there just to show that there's something right in that background, just a little bit, and soften it about there, just to show that there's another tree. It right in the background, that's something like that, look. So I just went, then I'll go in with this light yellow, I think, to mix with that. That's it. Just see what that looks like. Might need to dry it again before I see. And I'm looking here as well. There's a few sort of bushes and things coming up here into this stuff here, in bottom bits here, look. I don't think there'd be a few. In fact, yeah, I've just looked back at my. I've put them in without even looking at my reference photo. But looking at my reference photo, there is some bushes coming down here towards this beach. So that's more accurate. Again, notice how I'm holding my brush so I can see where I'm doing. I can sit right back and see exactly what I'm doing. I'm holding my brush back here. There's some distant bushes and stuff. Oh, it looks like there's one there. Look. I'll enhance that one, soften that edge and enhance it a bit. Right across there, some bushes. Right into there, look. Oh yeah, nice. Oh, I'm liking this. This is it, I'm enjoying it, son, you know what I mean? say there'll be something to buy there. So I'm washing a bit of paint out, adding that yellow in at the same time, you know what I mean? Right, let's have another little dry, on a gentle dry. Started with a gentle, even the drying there's a technique to it. So started with a gentle dry, and then as it dried and my paint's set in its place so I wasn't moving it around, I then turned the heat up just to dry it quicker. Can you see this here, look, where I just put that tiny little hint of a tree in the background there, how that's worked. And even in here, look, it looks like there's a bit of one there, look, and a bit of something going on there. It all adds to effects. I'm thinking now, do I need to darken in these bits here? And I don't know from where I'm sat. So I'm going to do the same thing, put it back at room, and have a look. Right, yeah, I think I do. I think I need to darken in there a bit. If I darken in here a bit, it'll make that stand out and look a bit brighter as well. But just looking at, actually on that bit's quite dark here, even though that's further away on my reference picture. So anyway, let's mix a nice dark colour. I'm going to go cross between Payne's Grey and Bontumber. Maybe even touch a bit of green in and all. Tiny bit of me green paint in it as well, perhaps. Say hello. Yeah, let's pop a bit of my green colour in there and all. Not much, tiny bit. Don't know if you can even see that, but there's a bit in there. Right, so right, let's start. It's so dark over here. But I'm worried, on my reference photo this is dead dark here, but I am worried that I pull this bit closer, this bit's closer you see, so I don't want to pull this bit closer than the other bit. That's it, that's looking nice. Now I need to soften all these edges, so just got really watery bright yellow on my brush, just a touch into there so I get a wet in wet edge. That's going to give me the look of some just green bushes at bottom of here. You can add some yellow ochre, raw sienna out like that in with this as well if you want, just to alter these colours a bit. Especially on that bottom bit. Right, same on this top bit now. You know what, I don't know whether to turn it upside down to do it. I suppose if I do, that's just going to run up, so being extra careful now. See how I'm working around them lines I scratched in? And this is just to give me a soft edge, so that's all this adding this yellow's in for. You can do this with just water and all if you want, just soften the edge with just water. I'm thinking I'll use this light yellow paint. That don't look bad to me, that. Mixed a really dark green. Oh, my picture's gone off. It's better it's back on. There. I've mixed a really dark green. Just coming up there a little bit. And on that one, a bit there. Yeah, that's better. A bit Just chop these bits. That's it. You know what? I like that. I'm going to leave that one at that. Right. This one. In there. In there. There. Let's try that. Then let's soften them in. This time with some dark green. Then I'm going to come into that yellow. I didn't wash my brush, so this yellow's not quite as bright. So going round them trunks, I'm going round them. See how this yellow's not as bright, look. Niceness. So quite a dark, slightly dark around that bit there, look, that taller one. So look at that. Oh, I'm liking that. You know what, let me get a nice really bright yellow now. Just for in there like that. A couple bits. That's it. Oh, I like that. And let's have some bright yellow again. Just add it into some of that, just to soften all them edges. There, that's nice. And then a bit in here. I've gone more towards Bontumber than the Payne's Grey in here. It's a slightly warmer colour because it's slightly closer. There we are. Let's put one. Just leave a hint of something in there, why not? That's it. Into this really dark green now, round in this bit. Right. Looks like I've got a visitor at the door, so I might have to go in a minute. But if I does, don't worry. Because I think we've covered all techniques at this. Looks like I'm going to have to go and answer the door. I think we've covered all techniques with this anyway, so I think we're alright. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. There, look at that. That's looking well pleased with this. I've got a funny feeling when I stand back and look at this, I'm going to be really, really happy. Soften that bit. Let's stand back and out. It looks slightly different because there's some wet bits in there still now. That will look slightly different when it's dry. Look at them really. You can only just see there's some faint tree trunks in the background there on that one. Well, I think we're about there. Let's get a bit more, tiny bit more dark in this bit here perhaps. Just to show that bit there. And even a little tiny bit darker. Like that. And then soften edges. A bit of yellow. Something like that. Right, that'll do. Someone's at the door. So that gives you a rough idea what to do in it. City on beach, in it.